Slow speed ring turner tutorial. Hi, I'm Nikki Lovegrove and I'm super excited to show you the new slow speed ring turner or SSRT that I'm stocking on my website keepsakersupplies.com. This video is dedicated to my client's mum, Tracey Hingston, who passed away last August. This is Tracey's cremation ashes and lock of hair. Her children requested me to play Simply Red's Fairground as I finished the order. The SSRT is on my website and comes with these sizing mandrels. They're USA ring sizes and start from a size 4, which is 14.8mm wide, or a UK size 8 or EU size 47. They have tiny steps which are half sizes or whole UK sizes. The mandrels go up to a size 15.5, which is 24mm in diameter, a UK size Z+6 or an EU size 76. Usually I'd mark the ring itself with an ultrafine Sharpie, but here I use some white electrical tape for 3 reasons. 1. It protects the mandrel from resin spills. 2. It helps keep the ring secure. And 3. I can write on it. Turn on the machine and it will start to slowly spin either clockwise or anti-clockwise. If you turn it off and on again, it'll spin the other way. I'm right-handed and I've learned that I prefer it to be anti-clockwise. Do a thin layer of clear resin to give a strong bond with the silver. As always, I'm using Padico Stardrop and I'm super proud to be a Padico reseller too. Use a cocktail stick to get the resin where you want it and try not to get it over the edges. Let it sit for a minute to get the layer even. Cure this layer under your UV lamp. I propped mine up on some foam sanding pads which were handy, but you could use a couple of cans of cola. I do a 60-second full power cure twice. Check the edge of the ring for any bits of resin and pick them off with a fingernail if you find any. Get your cremation ashes ready. I'm not mixing any birthstones or colour in because my client wanted classic ashes. Add a very thin layer of clear resin, then tap some ashes on top. You can grind them a little finer if they're larger pieces. This depends on the cremulator, the machine used to grind the ashes at the crematorium. We sell little pestle and mortars which are perfect for ashes. I experimented here with using my tiny spoon and also the inlay tapper from Bentwood Ring Supplies and found the tapper a little easier. If you'd like me to stock these, please let me know in the comments. Wipe off any excess with a small brush or sparkle applicator. Take a little time to get the ashes in an even layer, but it doesn't have to be perfect. Cure again twice on full power. Do another layer with ashes so you have full coverage and no silver showing through, but it's important to leave enough room for the lock of hair. I did grind the ashes a little finer this time to fill some of the gaps. Clean up the ring and cure again twice on full power, then turn it off. The SSRT comes with a silicone mat to catch the ashes underneath, but I covered mine with some label backing paper, which you can order from me free of charge. I always return every single grain of ashes to the client. You can watch my other channel ring tutorials for more ideas on adding colour and birthstones. Next, we're going to add a lock of hair. Hair, and especially fur, can be extremely tricky to get into a channel ring, and the narrower the channel, the more difficult it can be. I like to laminate the hair before I begin, so there's a neat strip to inlay. To do that, take a strip of label backing paper about the length of your hand and fold over one end like this. Wrap it around the ring and fold the other end where they meet, so you know the rough circumference of the band. We're going to cut the hair just a little bit longer than this, then perfect it at the end. By the way, there's a link in the description for this ring turner, or SSRT, and it's USB powered, so it will work in any country. If you're in the USA, you can order directly from Thomas at Bentwood Ring Supplies, and he couldn't be more helpful. Lay down the paper and take a piece of hair. If the hair is shorter than the ring, then you can do several pieces. Lay down a liner of clear resin, place the hair on top, then cover it with clear resin and make sure it's all soaked in. Lay a piece of clear plastic or cellophane over the top, then move it around with a cocktail stick until the piece is straight. I'm planning on making a mold for this soon. Cure this for 60 seconds and peel it apart. Whilst writing this tutorial voiceover, it's occurred to me that using a craft knife and a clear ruler would be absolutely perfect for this, so I've just added them to my Amazon basket and I'll leave the links below. It didn't occur to me before and I've always used scissors. Cut the hair to the length of the folded paper and make the width a little smaller than the channel. It can be the full width if you don't want the colour or ashes underneath to be visible. Cut the hair at an angle, then add a teeny tiny little drop of resin to the end and place it inside the channel and cure for 10 seconds. It's just to hold it still, so make sure it's straight. Then cover the rest of the hair with clear resin and wrap it around and trim it at an angle so it's harder to see where they meet. This method works really well for other inlay materials such as fabric and wood veneer too. It might spring back open a little, but that's okay. I'm waiting for some little silicone stirring tools that can be held in place while you flash cure these, which won't stick to the resin. Cure this for another 10 seconds. Turn the SSRT back on and make sure it's going your preferred direction. Add a thin layer of clear resin which comes just underneath the lip of the ring so it's not domed. Use the cocktail stick to level it out and then allow it to spin for a few minutes. Use a bit more resin in any areas which are lower or remove some where needed. This layer doesn't need to be perfect either, and it's just to cap the hair. Cure it twice at full strength at 60 seconds and turn it off. Allow it to cool completely, then remove the ring from the mandrel. Pick off any larger bits of resin from the sides, and optionally you can use a magic silver sanding stick, green then white, or if you have deep scratches you can use a USB drill with sanding bits working up to 5000 grit, and then a cotton polishing mop with your choice of silver polish. I like Luxy green polish, but be careful the polish doesn't touch the resin. If it does, it can leave dark marks, so just sand these off, taking care not to get the silver. For the final layer, put the ring back on the SSRT and turn it on, then very carefully add a thin layer of resin. If you have it, use the Padico Stardrop UV Top Coat Gloss, because it's a little thinner than the Stardrop resin and easier to apply, so the resin works fine. Spin and perfect for a few minutes. Then cure 3 times at full power for 60 seconds and allow it to cool completely before you touch it. You can use the 5000 grit sanding bit inside the ring if you like, but if it's engraved, be careful not to sand too much or you can remove the engraving. This is Tracey's handwriting to her son John, which was on a birthday card. You can send me your own or your client's handwriting and I can engrave it on any jewellery items. Don't forget, if you'd like to buy the supplies to make these pieces yourself, they're on keepsakersupplies.com. Or if you'd like me to make you something, please order on treeofopals.com and mention my tutorials for a little extra free gift. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to my channel and give this video a like to see more like it in the future. Now, relax and do some crafting.